Hello! I'm back in Italy for Easter. It's been raining the whole week, but today the sun is out. So I'll be making the most out of it. I'll be knitting. Tomorrow I also wanted to go on a little bit of a yarn shop and take you guys along with me to see what fibers this Italian land offers. I've mainly done my yarn shopping in the UK so far. So despite Italy being my home country, I feel like I don't know what's going on here in terms of knitting. So yeah, it'll be a fun day out tomorrow, but today I will make the most out of the sun. Good morning. So I just got in the car. I'm just waiting for my mom and we're gonna head to Fiordilana in Villa Santa. I'm gonna be driving for the first time in months, so we'll see how that goes.
Inutile dirti che devi stare super attenta, perché non hai molta pratica.
My mom is camera shy, but she says hi. Say hi, mom.
Hi everybody.
Are you excited to go to Fiordilana?
Not really.
Why not? Are you excited to go to Fiordilana?
Oh yes, I'm very excited.
You need stitch markers?
Probably yes.
I don't need anything, but... And then later today, we'll go to LaLanà Filati in Sovico. I actually messaged her yesterday and she invited us to join their sort of little knitting club that they do every Saturday. So that's gonna be exciting. So first off, we were headed to Fiordilana. If you're ever in the Monza area, this one's a cute one to stop at. In this shop, they sell some Malabrigo, Lana Grossa, Sesia, Sannesgarn, Katia, Rowan, and more. I loved all the little trinkets they had scattered around the store. It's just an indication of all the work that goes behind it. I mean, look at these mini sweaters. I was obsessed with this ranunculus. In fact, spoiler alert, I bought some yarn to make my own. And also, my mom found her stitch markers.
Grazie.
We have secured the yarn. On our way back, we wanted to drive through the Monza Park, but it was closed, which is sad. But since I wasn't driving, I thought I would give you a 10-second guided tour. So this is the Monza Villa Reale. It is surrounded by the Monza Park, which some of you may know for the Monza circuit, which is a racetrack famous for the Grand Prix. After that, we met my dad and dog for lunch. Obviously, we're having pizza. I got this one. This is my mom's, and this is what my dad got. Back in the car, knitting my chain scarf onto the next stop. We're in the small streets of Sovico, heading to LaLanà. This one's also in the Monza area. The shop is made up of 2 rooms. One has most of the yarn, and the other one is the workshop room where everyone sits and chats and knits. I love how this shop has so many swatches of the yarns that they carry so you can see what they look like worked up. It was so cute when we entered. I said good evening and then a choir of women just sung good evening back. It was very cute. And yeah, after scouting for some yarn, we sat down to knit and chatted away. It's the next day, so it's time to show you what my mom and I picked up. First off, Fiordilana. My mom signed up to participate in a crochet club and they recommended she pick up some star yarn from Lana Grossa. This is a very simple DK 100% cotton yarn. She picked the shade 73, which is this lovely dark sage. The ply and the composition of the strand is exactly the same as Drops Paris, only thing this is slightly lighter weight. Having worked with a variety of cottons, especially crocheting, I have learned that this sort of ply is one of the best ones because it's not as splitty, so the crocheting experience is more enjoyable. And similarly with knitting, you'd be less likely to stab through the thread. This is definitely a good beginner fiber. My mom doesn't even know what she's gonna knit with this because I guess it's up to the people kind of leading the club. They just told her to pick up 3 to 4 skeins, so here they are. I'll let you know what she ends up making with these. Next, it is time for me to make a new garment for my beloved little cousin who's going to turn 1 in August. So for her birthday, I want to make a festival dress by Petite Knit. I love the sample of this dress, so I got exactly the same base shade. This is the Sannesgarn Sunday in the shade 1012, which is a Petite Knit shade. I got 3 skeins of that. It's like a whipped cream color. With this project, I must get a head start. It has that August deadline. You have to work this on 3mm needles. So I already have the yarn, I'm gonna start it soon, hopefully, so that I can 100% make it for her birthday. I didn't buy any yarn for the colored stripes. I figured I'll just use something from Stash. I don't think it's worth just buying new skeins of yarn just to use them for like 3 rounds. It's my first time using Sunday by Sunnis Garn. I've only ever used Tin Silk Mohair to make my Cumulus blouse, so it's one of the first times I'm diving into this brand. And with what courage can I call myself a petite knit fan if I haven't tried one of her Sunnis Garn shades? I cannot wait to make this dress. It's going to be the cutest thing I will ever make. Now, I have the worst case of second sock syndrome, so I'm not sure why I bought sock yarn. I mean, I do know, it's just so gorgeous. Also, this is DK, so potentially it's gonna be more enjoyable to me. Could be a way to tackle my second sock syndrome. This is the Taika sock yarn from Concept by Katya. It's the shade 153. It's this gorgeous speckled goodness of pink, green, and brown. It reminds me of a Monet painting. I feel like the speckles are very painterly, so I just had to get it. This one is 75% of superwash wool and 25% polyamide, 400 meters in 150 grams. Also, the fact that it's DK gives me hope. This sock will just work up faster, and maybe this time I'll be able to knit this pair of socks in less than 6 months. And yes, I just can't get over the shades. I'm not sure what sock pattern I'm gonna go for. I don't know a lot of DK weight sock patterns, so I'm just gonna have to do some research. This is a type of yarn that will make a very simple sock look incredible because the yarn does all the work. But then again, I'm thinking maybe lace will be more enjoyable and something for me to look forward to and get the socks done quicker. I'm also gonna have to knit up a gauge swatch just to see how the speckles work up. Do they look really busy or not? Can I get away with adding lace to the design? I guess we'll see. Last thing I got from Fiordilana is this beautiful Rowan Creative Linen. This is a cotton and linen blend with 50% of each. I chose this beautiful olive shade, which is a number 629. I got 2 hanks and I'm gonna make my first ranunculus. I've been wanting to make a ranunculus for ages. I bought the pattern months and months ago. Everyone raves about this design and most people that make it make more than one. When I first downloaded the instructions, I scrolled through it and already I could tell how well-rounded of a pattern this is. I feel like making this, I'll learn a lot about pattern writing. I mean, I'm pretty sure that the ranunculus is the best-selling pattern on Ravelry. Or is it the best-selling pattern ever in the history of knitting? I mean, I gotta make that. This is also my first time using Rowan yarn. I generally believe that Rowan products are quite expensive. In this 100-gram skein, there are 200 meters and it is just under 10 euros. And for linen and cotton, I would say this is slightly expensive, but it's definitely cheap for Rowan standards. But at the end of the day, for the ranunculus, I only need 2 skeins, so that's a pretty fairly priced garment, I think. I'm very excited that I finally chose a fiber for my ranunculus, and I can't wait to wear it this summer. That was everything from Fiordilana. Now let's see what I got from LaLanà. I'm a huge fan of Kutowa Kika. I've been watching her videos since her photography days, and I cannot believe I've not knitted a Kutowa Kika pattern, so I'm here to fix that. From LaLanà, I got the most gorgeous fiber. This is Lino 100% by Katya, which is obviously 100% linen. These are 50-gram skeins. They have 150 meters in them, and I picked up the most beautiful shade they offer, if I do say so myself. This is the color 38, which is the most delicious and rich ruby red. I've been struggling finding a red yarn that I like. I feel like they just all have the wrong undertone, but this one has the perfect undertone. It's not too cool. It's definitely not too orangey and warm. Oh wait, I forgot to say what I'm making with this. A love letter top. I mean, what better color than red can you make a love letter top in? I've never knitted with 100% linen before, but I'm so excited for it. Obviously, linen has more of that cord-like feel. It just screams summer to me. I'm so excited to wear this. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be okay with 3 skeins. I got an extra one just in case. I was thinking that this is also the perfect yarn to make Florence bag by Petite Knit, so if I have some leftover, I might think about that. I don't have a red bag after all, and I have been wearing a lot of red lately, so. I don't generally look for a sheen in my fibers. For example, mercerized cotton, I'm not the biggest fan of, but the sheen in this one, it's so beautiful. I mean, recommended gauge is 17 stitches using a 5mm needle, which is very different from what Kutowa Kika recommends, but I'm gonna make it work. These numbers account for a very open gauge. This yarn thread is thin, so there's plenty of room to go down a couple needle sizes to hit Kutowa Kika's gauge. The last thing I got from LaLanà are some cute charm stitch markers. I've already taken them out of the packaging, so I just popped them on my pen so you can see them a bit easier. Let's get the beauty guru handout. These are little dog balloon stitch markers. I mean, that is so cute. These are from Vivi Ecrea. Honestly, there was such a huge selection. I was very indecisive. I didn't know if I should get these Or there was a set that had a croissant, a cappuccino, a Nutella jar, but I ended up going for these little balloon dogs. This is only the second set of charm stitch markers I ever buy. With my first ones, I learned that before purchasing, I need to look at how the charm is attached to the ring. My first ones just keep on breaking, but these ones are constructed in a way that I know are not gonna break. And yeah, I definitely didn't need these. But now I'm a happier person than I was before I owned these. And that was it for my quick yarn haul. I must go on a yarn buying ban because objectively I've got plenty, but really this is me being official about this. I'm not gonna buy yarn for the next few months. I'm gonna say I'm not allowed to buy any yarn until I've knitted 2 garments using the yarn that I showed you today, as well as 2 garments using the yarn that I already have in stash. I think that's even a bit too generous, but that's where I'll start from, and then we can revisit. Speaking of, I must head back to knitting. You might have seen in my previous podcast that I'm working on my own pattern, so I just have to finish that sweater and start writing the instructions, and hopefully I can start grading it as well. So I'll get to work. Very happy to be back home this week and make this little vlog. Also quite chuffed I finished this sweater, and I'm very curious to hear what you guys think about it. I also had a question for you. If you knit or crochet or are into any other craft, I wanted to ask you, why do you do it? Because I was thinking about it. I think that a lot of my confidence in my everyday life comes from the creativity that I'm able to exert, and definitely knitting is a very rewarding craft. It makes me feel extremely creative, and that creativity really gives me a boost of confidence. So yeah, I'm just curious to hear your guys' perspectives as well. I'm also going to leave my Instagram on the screen in case you want to follow my creations more in real time. And for now, as always, I thank you so much for watching till the end of the video, and I can't wait to see you in the next one.